kids keep growing and changing, it isn't really enough to just tell them we love them. We need to put our love into action to create that great relationship.
Absolutely. So joining us now is Dr. Laura Saunders, a child of love, a child psychologist with the Institute of Living. Hello, doctor. How are you?
Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. And yes, I have a lot of love in my heart.
Yes.
You do.
Were you a child of love? You know.
I was a child of a lot of limit setting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. We'll have to get on her couch a little later.
Exactly.
But how did that impact you? But anyway, you have 4 things to improve communication with our kids, because this does get confusing. I mean, everything we do because we want to be a good parent, but sometimes maybe we're going about it the wrong way.
Yes. So I think that, number one is learning to say no, or really setting limits without feeling guilt. And this is hard, right? It's hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people. I think it's hard in part because we have so many working parents. So, I grew up in the generation where my mom didn't work and she was home all the time. I don't think she felt any guilt about setting limits. But when you have 2 working parents and you're busy and you've got all these things, I think parents feel a lot more guilt. And so therefore they let a lot more things go than they really should.
This says 76% of parents know that their children are spoiled but still feel guilty when saying no. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it is pretty remarkable. So as a parent, you know what the right thing to do is. And again, parenting is the hardest in the world. So I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just trying to help people realize that setting limits and saying no is okay, and to really work on that guilt part, right? So the second thing is to improve communication is keeping our emotions in check when kids are losing control of their emotions, right? So the best thing to do is to really look at how we manage our own emotions. So when our kids are getting higher and higher and more emotional in a situation, what it's best to do is regulate your own emotions. So what I've done, and I encourage others to do, is you raise your voice. When your child's raising their voice, you whisper. The lower you talk, the better it is. And you whisper.
That's okay. Just tell them you're on TV.
Tell them you're on TV.
I know. I'm kind of busy right now.
It's actually my mother making my next appointment.
Right now, they're calling. They're like, I need you, Dr. Saunders.
I need you.
Okay. No, but this is important because I think this is really important to try, but I also think our kids are the ones who push our buttons. So when they're getting really angry and they're pushing your buttons, it's that much harder for you to show emotional control. So, but that's what we need to do. They get loud, we get soft.
Right. So that's a technique I used to use when I worked on the inpatient unit, and I have used. It's reduce my volume because it shows that I'm in control. If it's only one way to show you're in control, that's good.
It's like
talking about positive and pro-social behaviors that you want from your child, not just the things you don't want to see. So as parents, if we only emphasize the negative, like don't do this, don't hit your sister, don't yell, don't, all these don'ts, but we don't spend enough time saying do this, right? So instead of saying don't hit your sister, which I don't want anyone to be hitting their siblings, but we all know that goes on, it's saying safe hands and feet. Our hands are used for writing, not for hitting. So it's really being more positive and pro-social with our words, and not just focusing on the negative.
And your 4th tip, which I think goes back to a previous conversation we had where you said the good enough parent. And I think back in the day, maybe it was like frowned upon to apologize. That's like losing control. But you said, actually, we need to learn healthy ways to apologize and manage conflicts, because we all get in fights, but that showing how to own your own mistakes and saying, I'm sorry, I lost my temper with you, or I acted in a way I'm not proud of, that's actually important for us to do.
Right. We have to learn healthy ways to manage conflict. We have to remember as parents, we're always our role models for our kids, and we have to learn to apologize. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
So there's ways to apologize and just say, listen, I'm sorry I overreacted. Next time I'll give you a chance to explain your side of the issue. And it's really about modeling what you need to do. A conflict doesn't necessarily mean fighting. And we need to turn our conflicts or our disagreements into learning and teaching moments.
All right. Well,
and then you need to go teach Congress.
Are you doing a Harris Gears?
We will be, I think this would be a great topic to revisit, but I'm not just speaking with Dr. Laura Saunders later on today.
Well, we appreciate your time right now.
You know, Kara, I'm always willing to talk on Kara's Cures.
Yes.
And anytime you want me, I'm there for you.
Thank you,
Right,
thank you. We
now-
need to take a deeper dive on these for sure.
Now answer that phone and talk to my mother.
Okay, I will.
And then
Have a good day.
and then you can talk to my children. Okay. Bye.